taken from someone who was there. You don't know the real world. Life isn't like it is in your textbook. You know the old saying, the first thing you do when you become a cop is forget everything you learned in the academy? Well, that's true. Because real life is not like that. And let me tell you something. Life isn't going to be the way that they're telling you it's going to be. Yeah, your school, your education system, even a couple of videos you looked at online, that's not an accurate reflection of how life is going to be. You talk a lot of shit about lowering the minimum wage and how it would be better if the state just got out of things. Now, once you get into the real world, you're going to see what things are actually like. And don't give me this garbage. Yeah, I'm going to go to college and I'm going to be a success and rich and whatnot. You don't even understand what a small percentage of that population is, and I can pretty much guarantee it's not going to be you. That's a dream. That's a thing they put into your head from movies and television, that seemingly from movies and television, everybody just as soon as finishes high school, they all go off to college. Well, that's not real. And I know in your own mind, you know that's not real, but it doesn't get to the surface. Subconsciously, you still think that's how it is. That's not real life. You talk a lot of shit about immigrants being lazy and garbage and stuff like that, and I kind of thought that too. And then I had to go out into the real world. And I had to go work in factories in Mississauga. That's about the 6th largest city in Canada where I used to live. You can go to any kind of labor job, and often I was the only one who spoke English. It's not really all that fun if you're the only one who speaks English. Can't say I was really discriminated against, but you know what I learned about immigrants while I was there? That they weren't really all different from me. They wanted the same thing I did. Just to get by. Just to have their families, their children grow up in a safe environment. They weren't asking to be rich. They just wanted to be left alone to live in peace. And they did work hard. That is such a tremendous, tremendous misconception perpetuated by you people. And I know because I worked alongside them for years in many different places. I pretty much grew up in Mississauga, and it went from a predominantly white area to not really any white people left. I was there during that whole transition. I was there when it became a predominant white place to a white minority. And a lot of the stuff you're saying is completely untrue. Yeah, you can say that, but I lived it. I was there and I watched the whole thing happen as I grew up. When I started grade 8, everybody was white except for 3 kids. There was 1 black, 2 Asians. When I left high school, it was a pretty different demographic, although I did go to a Catholic school, so the majority was still white. I didn't go to a public school, I went to a Catholic school. It's just not true what you're saying. Reality is a lot different than what Ron Paul's saying it is. Reality is very different than what Fox News is saying it is. That stuff in your Wealth of Nations isn't real. Because I thought stuff like that too. And then I took a good hard shot of the real world and I found out what a load of garbage that is. I've seen with my own eyes what a world full of hate and exploitation really does. The real world is not like the book. You need to learn that. I feel sorry for you. Things are about to get really hard when you finally leave high school. So really, don't leave stupid comments saying things like, I hate Russia, and making idiotic comments about my facial hair, especially coming from you, a high school kid. You haven't even shaved yet. What the hell would you know? You don't know anything. You think you do, because I thought I knew everything when I was in high school too. I didn't know much about anything at all. Just a fair warning. It's not going to be like it is in the book. It's not going to be how you think it's going to be. Adult world is completely different. You don't have mommy and daddy to keep falling back on. Trust me, that's true. And you're coming into a worse world than I did. I came into the real world in 2000. You're coming into what, 2010? If? Probably after? There were still manufacturing jobs around when I left high school. They're not there anymore. I've seen the decline in the last 10 years. You haven't seen it because you were barely alive. And remember these things. So please keep this in mind. The next time you leave a stupid comment, and if you're going to say something like, this guy's an idiot, he doesn't know what he's talking about, put something in the comment that backs up what you said. Because when you don't, you look like a ranting moron. I mean, I know it's a lot to ask trolls to act like adults, because you're not. You're just angry kids. And you feel safe lashing out at somebody on the internet. Well, you can't do that when you're a grown-up. It doesn't work. Get ready. Life's going to be a lot harder than you think it's going to be.